Here we go, baby. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Recovering Addict, all you who are near and all of you who are far. This is the Recovering Addict live stream coming to you from the heart of Utah. We are RA. Check it out. Bam, RA. And we are a nonprofit. We're dedicated to standing shoulder to shoulder with you, fighting the toughest battles, right? That stupid battle of addiction. We are a relapse prevention center, and we have a place locally, and guess what? We are absolutely free. We locally, here in Utah, gather every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 6 to 8 at the Iron House Gym, and we are located at 155 14th Street in Ogden, Utah. The first hour, from 6 to 7, we dedicate to our bodies to strengthen our physical resilience as we work out together. In the last hour, we unite our minds and spirits, sharing and supporting each other in our group therapy sessions. We're a therapeutic community. And the best thing of all is we are absolutely free, and we are long-term. So you can come and join us, and you can stay as long as you want to. But this live stream, it's for those who can't be here with us physically, but share our dedication to breaking free from the chains of addiction. It is for everyone looking for a beacon of hope, support, connection on this journey towards long-term sobriety. Woo! Together, we are going to explore the latest news. We're going to deep dive into intricacies of addiction. We're going to expand our spiritual horizon. We're going to equip ourselves with practical health and fitness tips. Remember, this isn't a live stream, it's a lifeline. And we are here with you every step of the way. And our motto is, say it with me, we recover better together. So take a deep breath, ready your heart and mind, because together we are not just surviving, we are thriving. Welcome to the Recovering Addict live stream. Let's embark on this journey of healing and empowerment together. I am LT. I am your host. And I have hit rock bottom a couple times in my life really hard with meth, addiction. I got a couple felonies to prove it. Tonight we're going to be talking about somebody that passed away. We're going to talk about how to get your fullest life lived here post-addiction. We're going to talk about an awesome question from this book we are going through called 40 Questions for Life. And then we're going to end it with some health and fitness tips. I am your host, LT, and this is
Felice, his wife, his esposa.
Esposa.
That's about all the Spanish I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I hit rock bottom in a completely different way on the loved one's side.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are working through it together. Created this live stream just for y'all. But I wanted to shout out Marilyn, first one in the chat today. So excited to see you having a live stream again tonight. We recover better together.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Jim Hartley also here. Let's do this. And then hashtag addiction. That's what we'll be talking about today. Hey, I'm Marilyn. We also got Wolfman82 evening, folks.
What's up,
we got
Wolfman?
Rachel back. Welcome back.
Rachel!
See ya. Rachel
Utah native, Ogden.
in
Very
the
cool.
house, relapsed after being clean 2 years, but now
Oh.
I'm back. Got over a week clean, and I'm happy to be back. We're happy you're back too.
Yeah, don't go back.
Don't go back.
That's what we're going to talk about today, man. This is,
Story today.
whew, this is no joke. Even when we think like, oh, I can just handle it this time, and if it's just something small like alcohol or now weed's legal, right? Weed's legal everywhere. Oh my gosh, we went to some events and like weed stinks to me now. I used to love that smell, the skunky smell, but now, man, like for some reason it like grossed me out ever since my Denver trip. But yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me better now, Marilyn? Alan, welcome. Facebook user, hey. That's not me, that's like Grant. What up, man?
Hey, dude. What's up, brother?
We gotta make it out mountain biking with those two.
Big time.
Can't wait. Hopefully we fix that. There's Lake for real.
Thank you for the audio check, Marilyn.
Hey, little buddy.
I turned her up a little bit. Hopefully that's better.
Yeah, I was pretty low in my own headphones, so glad to see something.
That's not better.
Screw. I don't know if that. I don't think that's us.
What?
The screen being blacked out.
Definitely not us.
And then yes, after baby passed away, yes, I remember that.
Oh yeah, I
I had a
remember.
hard time, relapsed, but I picked myself up, and here I am. We're glad you're back. Oh, it's
Good.
Jeanette.
Jeanette, welcome to the show.
What up?
She's on the private Facebook side of things, and if you're on the private side, it's going to keep you anonymous, and that's okay if that's where you want to remain. So tonight, let's talk about the 4th of July. How was everybody's 4th? Did anybody struggle? 4th of July, it's another great reason for us addicts to let loose and party, and not, there's fireworks. Might as well create some more with our behavior. Did anybody struggle with wanting to drink or going into high-risk situations, which I say do not put yourself in? How was it? How do you have fun without drugs and alcohol? Are you having a tough time doing that still? Life still just kind of seems boring and blah. Oh my God, this party sucks. I wish I was drunk, or I wish I was getting high, and the adrenaline rushes of all the stuff that goes with that. We saw a quote on Facebook, and this is from Aubrey. She helps plan out this little first part of our live stream. And she pulled out a Robin Williams quote. It says, if you need booze and drugs to enjoy life to the fullest, then you're doing it wrong. Why is that? How do you live life to the fullest now?
Without drugs and alcohol.
Without it. How do you do that?
Let me go back to Rachel real quick. Had a hard time on the 4th of July, but I stayed strong and had fun being around family. Nice.
Very cool.
Morgan Green's in the house somewhere.
Morgan!
Yeah, I do have fun staying sober.
Washington State, and if God keeps waking us up until 7/25/13. What does that mean? Oh, is that a sober date and you keep getting woke? I think that's what that means.
Pretty sure that's what that means.
Awesome.
What up, Crystal? Hey, buddy.
Crystal in the house. You got the end of it. You got the end of it.
There it is.
Crystal!
That first one was like sad. It was like,
oh, poor Crystal. Sad button.
That's funny. Jim said, I spent the night with a friend that didn't have anywhere to go where anyone was sober. Oh, there you go.
That's a good support buddy there.
Yeah, that's a good friend. I try making a better version of myself by helping other addicts.
That's good too. That is rewarding. I think like once you go through this, like, I don't know, it's more than just even with addiction. It's kind of life itself. Once you realize like, okay, I work my 9 to 5 and I got all my money and now I'm paying off my payments. I've got a couple car payments. I got a house payment. I've got, the gas bill, the water bill. I got all my bills. But maybe I have a credit card and I have a little left over to buy me things and stuffs. And so now from my 9 to 5 job, as soon as I get off work, it's about relaxing and not interacting with anybody because I've been around work and I hate it. And then on the weekends, I better get entertained. I better go do stuff to be entertained and take care of me. And I think once we get past and grow past that stage of like, I don't know, selfishness, really, and addiction, I think we get through that quicker because somebody has reached out and pulled us up from the bottom and we start giving back. It's when you start helping people that life truly starts becoming really super rewarding. And just like what Jeanette said right there, I believe that was Jeanette because it was on the Facebook side of things. I try making a better version of myself by helping other addicts. Man, that is so rewarding. When you're invested in helping somebody else, your mind is helping that person, and you're not thinking about you. You're not in your own head about your own problems and stuff. You're investing, which is a cool thing we talked about in our local group here, is we talk about failures. And failing, there's no such thing as failure. There's only quitting. It's when you quit and decide that you give up, that's failure. But failing is constant just lessons learned. So if you mess up and it didn't work and you learned a lesson and now you have something of value to give somebody else younger than you, because we're all getting older, we're all becoming the older, wiser people, then those lessons of failure are grateful and amazing for people.
Yes, that's part of always be learning, even from your failures. Pam says, we will celebrate 10 years, so I am tired and my 69 years of life brain is shutting down.
Oh, Pam!
That's okay. We knew what you were saying.
It's all good. Keep it moving. I picture her like with her phone just like, oh, I'm falling asleep.
Right here.
Love
my
you, Pam.
worst day sober is still better than my best day in addiction.
Oh, yeah. So what are some of you doing out there post-addiction? Some of us have multiple years. Some of us have a couple relapses. Some of us have a few days, few weeks. What are you doing with your life right now? Obviously helping other people out to live a life to the fullest, right? Because what were we doing in our addiction? Our life was lived for our next fix. That was it. As soon as you got like hooked up, right? You get your sack or you get your 30 pack of beer, your half gallon of whiskey or whatever your choice was. And all of a sudden, as soon as you start using that round of whatever you gathered up is a blur. And then bam, you run out again. And then it's back to the chase and all this stuff, right? Even towards the end of the sack being gone or the last few beers of the 30 pack, you're thinking, how can I set myself up so that I don't run out, or that if when it does run out, I can instantly hook right back up. Everything was just chaotic around that next fix, right? We were living as criminals. A lot of us were stealing, thieving, lying. We were liars, ruining all kinds of relationships, right? Your life was centered around using. You didn't care about your family. You didn't care about your job. You didn't care about relationships or who you were hurting. Think about your life in like this. And I'm driving this home to a point because we have to keep that memory clear in our minds so that we can uglify what it was we were doing, not only to ourselves physically and mentally, but to the circle around us, right? It's a ripple effect through society as a whole. When say you're married and you're completely self-centered on using, you're not taking care of your spouse or your kids, you're not taking care of yourself, and if you're out there breaking laws, say you get a DUI or you get in an accident, it goes into society, right? You didn't care about being healthy, you don't care about being motivated, you weren't setting no goals. The only goal you had was, what am I going to do the next time I don't have anything so I can get high? You weren't trying to learn anything new, so at the point your addiction really took over, you stopped growing mentally. You kept getting old physically, right? You kept growing up that way, getting gray hairs, hair falling out, and all that kind of stuff, and aging faster usually. But you didn't grow mentally, spiritually, in wisdom, right?
Stuck.
Life is usually out of control, and you have to remember, like, okay, that's where I really was. It's been a couple of months, it's been a couple of years, or it's been 10 years, but I at some point was like that, and you can't forget it, right?
Yeah, I was going through this list earlier because, of like what life was like before and what it is now. And I was writing things down. I was like, what did we do for fun back then? And it was really similar to the things we do now, but very different circumstances. Like back then it was like fun till it wasn't fun anymore. Like this is a great time, and then all of a sudden it would take a turn and now it's not fun. Now there's fights, now there's drama, now there's this, now there's that. And then something was always happening, and I'm like, well, this isn't fun anymore. But like now we do very similar things like barbecues, concerts, hanging out with buddies, but now it's different circumstances. Now we can go hang out and there's not that doom and gloom dread of like, okay, this is going to be fun until it's not.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, this is going to be fun and it's going to keep being fun, and I don't have to worry about the downfall later or whatever.
Yeah, what's going to really happen?
Yeah.
Unpredictable chaos that's about to happen, especially with my drinking, Like 4th of July, went to our buddy Luke's house, and we hung out, we barbecued, we chit-chatted, and later on that night we lit fireworks. Had I been drinking, it would have been cool for about an hour. And then I wouldn't have eaten. I wouldn't have had any of the barbecue. I wouldn't have eaten chip because, that's going to ruin my buzz. And then I would have kept drinking. I would have ended up getting everybody riled up. I would have had a few other people try to keep up with me drinking, so they would have been riled up and crazy. I would have got us all tucked into the liquor store to get more, and then it would have turned into like fights, chaos, and you never know what's going to happen at the end. And usually you wake up, don't remember shit, and you just are upset. Who should I apologize to? Why aren't you talking to me? Why does my leg hurt? Where did I get this blood on my shirt? Stupid. And you don't remember nothing.
And then like it's fun because like
walking on eggshells. Yep.
The next day now I can talk about what happened last night. Like before I'd be like, well, I had a great time. I'd love to chat about it maybe, but I am the only one that remembers.
Yeah.
But now it's nice. Like now we can talk about it the night before. Now we can talk about it like a week from now. Like, remember that was so cool, or this was cool, or like even just the fact that he could drive us home. Like that's a
win.
An awesome thing. Like I'd always do the driving or be in a fight and who's driving.
Or I get ditched somewhere because I'm too drunk and she's done with me. Like, screw this, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Like,
and I'm like, party's not over. It's like 2 a.m.
So it's like similar things we do, but different outcomes. And the outcome now is so much better and more fulfilling. And it's just more peaceful in the long run. Like, we don't have to worry about all that stuff anymore. Like, I can just have a carefree night and not have to worry. And, like, that's a huge win in my eyes.
Julia says, hello, I'm so excited to see your live chat. It's been a while Still sober, thanks to everyone in your amazing teamworks and chat. Yeah! Welcome, Julie. Glad you're here. Glad you're sober. Glad everybody's happy. Glad everybody made it through the 4th. I think about that too. Like, we're talking about the past. We're talking about what life was like in addiction, because we can't forget. And I'm going to tie this up here in a second. what have we done now that's so amazing? Like, how many books have I completed? I got badges on my Audible, right?
Tons of books.
Tons of books, like 20, 30, 40, 50 books. I could show you my library, and I listened to all of them like multiple times. Wisdom books, self-motivation books, education books. I wasn't doing any of that when I was drinking, like zero. And since I quit drinking and a new perspective on life, and y'all know Linky's accident, that really progressed my perspective on life. But what have we done that's like amazing in my life? And I'm not doing this for accolades or popularity or none of that kind of stuff, right? I'm doing this because I feel like it's fulfilling a lifestyle I am meant to do, right? We started the live stream in 2020, and as soon as the epidemic hit, it was like this awesome thing, this huge community that's grown. A lot of you that are here remember all that. And then it turned into a local relapse prevention center, legit nonprofit inside of a gym, to where we are now certified relapse prevention therapists through the Gorski CNIPS model.
And we get to go teach them how to have fun. So we're like,
Yeah.
that's cool for me. Like watching them get out in the community and having fun, and they're shy at first, and then all of a sudden their personalities come out, and you're like, there you are.
They start getting healthy. They can do things they didn't even imagine they could do.
Yeah.
I hate running.
We all
I hate it.
Well,
But we've been doing this thing at our gym now where everybody takes a turn to write the workout. And so our buddy Jaden, who's in our program, he wrote a workout, and it had a mile run at the beginning. You come and you do this like 3-part workout, and then you do another mile run. And man, I hate running, but it was awesome. We all did it.
yeah, we did it. That's the thing. We did it. We're like learning how to do hard things in
Mm-hmm. Yep. What else have we done? We started a social media production company called RA Studios.
Very proud of this guy.
And thank you. And we are working with other rehabs to spread the message, right? We're helping them out with their stuff, and it's all one mission to help people who are suffering. I don't think addiction, I don't think drugs, the war on drugs in the 90s, if you watch all the narcos that came from Mexico, the CIA that was bringing cocaine over the border to pay for guns, I don't think any of that's ever going away. I think it's gradually getting worse. But there are those who are in it we can be here for to save out of it. Alcohol, you saw prohibition, that didn't work. And alcohol is one huge celebrated thing. It's like the only drug you have to explain why you don't use. That alcoholics, all that stuff is not going away. We're not going to beat this and cure it, but there are those who can be helped and saved out of it, like we were. And that's what I want to help do here, and anybody else I work for. And that's what RA Studios is dedicated to doing. We went to Denver. We got to film out there, and then went to Pennsylvania, and that's what I'm going to talk about here in a second. But there's one thing that I've been doing every single year since I started it last year. Since we're all into fitness and working out and doing hard things, because you're either on the road to recovery or the road to relapse. You're either on the road to being healthy and fit, or you're on the road to not being healthy and fit. And not healthy and fit has its rewards too, right? And the rewards is it's hard. It's hard to get up. It's hard to tie your shoes. It's hard to walk. It's hard to move things. You got to, both are hard. So you got to choose your hard. And we've chosen the hard of staying healthy and fit, because in the long run and even in the short run, it feels much better to be that. But I've set myself up to accomplish something every year. And last year I did it. It's a 46.2 mile mountain bike race over the mountains of Utah, these huge mountains.
Big mountains.
You have to go across. A lot of it you can't even ride because you have to hike up. But it's 46.2 miles, and it took me 10 hours last year to do it. It's all up here. It tears you right down. I've been watching sports, stuff like tennis and a couple others, and it talks about these athletes. They push their body right to that limit to where it's the mind that wins the game, not the body. Mm-hmm. The body is completely wore out. And it's like the mind, whoever has the mind in that last little bit of limit of that ability of whatever sport or thing you're doing, that's going to be the winner. And that's where I like to push myself once a year too. And obviously it's like that with every one of our workouts. We're not extreme limit, like CrossFit guys trying to win the CrossFit games or nothing. But
those guys are cool.
If you can get your body there to test your mind, and not really just even test your mind, it's strengthening your mind. You're working your mind out at that point. You can overcome and do anything in life. And so this year, it's 1 month from now. I have the date set. I'm going to go out and ride it, and I'm going to try to beat that 10-hour mark. I'm 40. I was 40.
He's gonna crush it.
I was 43 last year when I did it. 10 hours it took me. I was like, what, fourth from last?
Yeah.
Or
This time,
something.
this time he'll be fifth from last.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, maybe fourth and a half.
He's gonna get 9 hours and 50 minutes. No, I bet he does it. We should place bets. But I'm gonna say.
Anybody want to take some bets?
I'm gonna say 7 hours. I think he'll beat it by 3.
Philadelphia. You think I'll beat it by 3?
Yeah. I think he'll do it in 7.
7?
What did Grant do it in?
Geez, 7?
7.5.
I don't know. We'll see.
Grant's skinny.
TBD, y'all. TBD. Michelle H says, I have 3 years sober this week. Thanks for recovering addict live streams. Yes. I love watching your
What's up,
Facebook
Michelle?
posts too.
Yeah, me too.
Mo says, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have met some amazing people that I'm still in touch with. That's really what's cool. On top of everything else, is these connections that have been made like across the country, across the world. And we're all like real friends. I know I could go out anywhere. Any of you guys could come to Utah and you have a place to stay. That just feels good to know that. Will it ever happen? I don't know. But it feels good to know that. Like, wow, I have friends there, like for reals. Jim says he's rebuilt relationships back with his kids. Now I help them instead of hurt them. That's awesome. Thank you, Jesus. Praise God. Not hearing Felice is loud.
That's because I was talking to you this way. I need to talk this way.
She needs to learn how to use a microphone.
Well, it's like I want to talk at you. Maybe I can do this. There we go. Now I
There
can
you
talk
go.
at
You just got to do one. You just got to do one of these things like this.
I'm gonna strap it to my face so no matter where my face.
We're gonna
goes.
get her a head microphone
Yeah,
thingy.
and it's just gonna go like this.
That would work. Okay, check this out real quick. I want you to see this kid right here.
Drugs started to come into the picture around 14 or 15. I started experimenting with marijuana. It was kind of accepted by my mother and father. They enabled me. I kind of took advantage of that and took it to the max, and that escalated fairly quickly. By 15 or 16, I started experimenting with cocaine, and after that, it was off to the races, really. So when I was 17, I started IV use of heroin and fentanyl. Since starting that, I've overdosed 10 times. My life has become in straight shambles. I've been to over 20 rehab facilities, over 35 detox facilities. I'm tired of living that way, and I committed to this process because I needed something different.
So that is, like I said, RA Studios is a production company, and we went out to Philadelphia. I think I said Pennsylvania earlier. I meant Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Philly, right? We went out there to this
In
program.
Pennsylvania?
I don't know.
I don't either. It's somewhere out there.
I didn't go through. I dropped out in 10th grade, so that's my education. We went out there. We filmed them for a place called Soul Constructors, right? It's a long-term rehab for people. They can join immediately. If they have prison hanging over their head, the judge can sentence them there. This is what happened in his case. But check this out real quick. So that's the context, right? We went out and filmed this place, and I want you to get to know this kid right here really quick.
At an early age, my parents flew me down to Florida because I was on private insurance. Down there, I was introduced to patient brokers, and basically it was an insurance fraud scheme. So I would go to detox for 5 to 7 days and get paid anywhere between $2,500 and $3,500 while they ran my insurance. And then basically I'd get out of the detox, go to a hotel and use until the money ran out, and then I'd repeat the cycle all over again. I lost my insurance at age 26, so those years of my life was literally spent just going from rehab to rehab.
I've been to about seven treatment centers, psychiatric hospitals.
So how many times have you been to treatment and or jail?
Like a 30-day treatment facility would be probably 10 to 15. There's like 2 or 3.
The reason I'm showing you this is I want you to remember that kid Bryce right at the beginning, okay? You saw him.
Birth, I was born
This kid.
2.2 pounds.
This is Bryce. He's in that program, and he's probably close to 90 days clean now. So we went out there and we filmed, and we did a documentary on this whole program. We talked about how treatment facilities and the 30, 60, 90-day programs just aren't long enough. It costs a lot. You know, the whole system is broken. There are people inside the system that have great motivation. They love and want to help people, but The money part of it, the insurance part of it is screwed up. Okay. Now, we talked about our life before addiction, the chaos that it caused, and how we need to keep that in the front of our minds and remember where we were and keep that drug uglified so that when we hit these dark roads, we do not relapse. We do not go back to like, I could just use one drink tonight and I'll be fine. We can't just get that idea that one time will just be great. We look at the stuff about what we could do after and all the things to continue to grow. And the reason I bring that up is because the other day I got this text message right here, and I'm going to show you the text on screen. It says, buddy, tough news. Bryce walked out of the program last week and was found dead in a Philly hotel days after. So that kid we just watched, the one on the little short, the one that said that he was born 2.2 pounds, cocaine, multiple rehabs. He was in that drug brokerage thing in Florida. Was about 90 days, maybe a little more, maybe close to 120 days, somewhere around in there after we met and hung out and got to know this kid really well, walked out of the program, somehow got it in his mind that, hey, this is too hard, this is too tough, life isn't good like this, I'm going to go out and I'm just going to escape for a little while and I'm going to do me, right? So he goes and picks up, he ends up using the same amount that he was probably when his tolerance was through the roof, and they find him a few days later dead in a hotel. So I text him back, the big F word, right? Because it breaks my heart and it pisses me off because I know it doesn't need to happen. And he says, yep, it was an effing rough week. So his whole program, his staff had a rough week. Everybody felt, it's weird. We were out there just making a documentary, just filming this and getting to know the kids. And for some reason, I feel like I have some responsibility. Like I failed the kid. I know I didn't. I know at the end of the day, ultimately it was his choice to use, to leave. It was his behavior, his choices. He didn't talk about it. He didn't, something, right? Something made him clamor up, isolate, and bail. And he's dead now. Like he does not have another chance. It's over. Game over for that dude, right? And who knows what happens after death? If you're a Christian believing person, not very good, right? If you're not believing in the only one true way. But you out there right now, if you're watching this, you still have a chance. You still are breathing. You still have the ability to wake up tomorrow and make it a good day. You don't have to go back to that lifestyle. You don't have to go back just for, oh, I need to just escape this weekend and go back to what I remember, and you go back to that and you could end up, who knows? Say you're an alcoholic, you end up drinking and driving and killing somebody else.
Yeah. Even with that would be rough.
What does the big book say? Jails, institutions, or death, right? That's all that ever brings people like us. We can go and hang out at a party and watch other people who can handle it. There are those people who can temperately drink. Felice could probably be one of them, but she chooses not to. And we get jealous, like, God, that's just not fair. Why can they have a couple beers and not me? Don't worry about it. You can't get over it, accept it. And then IV use of fentanyl and heroin, that's just not good for any. There's no socially doing that garbage. There's no socially meth addict, you know what I mean? Or cocaine. That's not a good way to live your life, period. The end outcome is always jails, institutions, or in this kid's case, death. That's the third one in the last 6 months that have been near us in our program, some way, shape, or form, to where we got to know them enough. There's nothing I can do. I can't go and wake him up out of his coffin and yell at him and say, dude, what's going on? Get back to... No, it's done. But if you're breathing, you are not done. Do not... This is a huge warning. Do not go back to that, or you're going to end up jails, institutions, or death. Miserable. One of the two.
Yeah.
One of the three.
It's going to suck for a little while, but it will get better. It's not going to suck as much as dying. You know, like, it'll be better.
Mm-hmm.
There's hope.
There's hope. Tons of hope. And you can look around at people like Jim and Jeanette and all those who are out there helping people, and Mo, right? They're giving back because they know that when you give back, it helps them. And then you look at the life they lived and the lessons they've learned, and you can learn the same lessons just through watching and learning from them. And that's what I love the community that we're in right now. And not drinking is so much more fun. Yesterday we had the opportunity, and a grateful opportunity it was. My business just kind of keeps growing, right? And I got hired to be an event photographer, which was fun because I didn't take any videos. I just took a bunch of pictures. to capture this thing in Salt Lake City called the Food Truck Face-Off. There's
Ooh,
like
that was
50
cool.
food trucks out
So
there.
many food trucks.
So much food. I mean, I probably am like 20 pounds heavier today. Got to go out there, and the Other Side Academy is very similar to Soul, the people that we documented in Philadelphia. And we are really getting to know these people. Like, I love
good friends.
each. Yeah, they're becoming really, really good friends. And we got to hang out with them for the 5-6 hours that we were there. And nobody's drinking, nobody's freaking using. We're having a great time. And yeah, the park smells like weed. All you can smell is skunk. And you could see the people that were too drunk. There was puke in the bathroom.
Ooh,
And
yeah, that's gross.
some of the people out there making an ass out of themselves, thinking they're having a good time. And it was awesome to be, not judging them in a bad way, but just to know that, man, that used to be me. I used to be that fool that thinks that I'm making everybody else around me have fun because of the way I'm acting, when really I'm not. I'm just annoying the crap out of everybody. I'm not the one in the porta potty in 102 degree. Well, it was like 90 degrees, and you know a porta potty,
But
right?
those things were in the sun.
Baking in the sun, and someone's in there puking. Blah. Oh, that
Ew.
sounds like a great time.
That sounds awful.
Not for me. And so that was just another blessing.
Yeah, that was a good time. I had a great time hanging out with those guys. I love all those fun little opportunities that LT's been creating for us lately. Like, they're so fun. I love getting to know all these new people, all the people in the recovery community that are just doing such great things. Like, such great big hearts. Like, I've never seen people with such big, kind hearts, and like so genuine in everything they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just the coolest people.
They are, and they're real. They promote living a life of complete honesty. Like, obviously, we're all gonna hide some things about ourselves. You don't need to get naked in front of the world and run down the street, obviously. But if they're in a bad mood, they're not gonna hide it. They're gonna show you they're in a bad mood, and if they bite your head off, and they have their flaws, they'll apologize later. If they see you being something that's not rewarding for yourself in life, they're gonna call you out on it. If they see you slipping in your behavior, they're gonna let you know, and then they're gonna pull you aside, and there's gonna be a few more people that help you learn from the behavior. So it's all about your behaviors and changing your lifestyle. You can make today, you can make tomorrow a good day. It's your choice. You can wake up and decide by your actions and behavior what your day is going to be like. Are you just going to take it as it comes and just be not proactive and be completely reactive to the day and just let it piss you off and unaccept everything? Or are you going to say, I'm going to get up and I'm going to take it. If this happens, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to accept everything that comes my way. Oh, I got a flat tire? No big deal. Maybe if I got in my car and drove, I would have got hit by a truck. Who knows? Try to make everything positive. Start thinking and talking and speaking positive to yourself. And remember where you used to be, because you could end up like Bryce,
Yeah.
who we can't help now.
Some days are going to be easy. Like, today I feel great. My brain feels clear. Like, it's a great day. But last week was a little bit harder. Like, I had back pain, and hormones were probably off, and my brain felt foggy. And those days are a lot harder to be consistent and to choose to be happy and to choose to do right things and the things you need to do than other days. But it's still possible.
All right, so did everybody get their goals done? From Brian Tracy. We went through this 14-step goal thing. This is the last time I'm going to talk about it.
That's good.
Yeah, very good reminder. Decide exactly what you want to do in each key area of your life, okay? I want you to write down your goals. Write them down. Make a plan. Just like it says in the big book, when you're taking inventory, get rid of the old, keep the good. Set a deadline. Say, I'm going to get this stuff done by, and if you don't hit that deadline, move it down a little bit and keep working and pressing. Identify stuff that's going to get in your way, obstacles that you have to overcome and achieve. You need to identify knowledge and information and skills that you're going to need to achieve your goals. What do I need to learn to achieve my goal? One of my goals, I told you last week, is learning Spanish. And I've set it up to where every Friday morning at 10 o'clock, I meet a teacher lady from one of the high schools out here. And every Friday morning at the library, we discuss and talk Spanish. And then she gives me homework for the whole week to do. And I'm listening and learning and reading. And talk about patience. It is tough because to learn another language is hard, and it's going to take time. It's a lifetime pursuit. I realized I just jumped on. It's not like, oh, I learned Spanish last week and now I'm good. No, it's going to be something that's going to take me the rest of my life. Just like working out, just like recovery, just like having a good, healthy lifestyle isn't just like, oh, I'm going to do it for a couple months and then I've obtained it and now I move on and do other things. No, it's something that you have to habitually learn through discipline and hard work exercise, understanding, learning, practicing, failing, failing to learn. And then it becomes your lifestyle, your habitual, day-to-day, in and out, thought, lifestyle.
Learning, changing, adapting.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Then you need to take all that, organize it into a list as a plan, right? And then you make a plan. You organize your list into a series of steps from the beginning all the way through to completion. And remember, when you make this plan, you want to write it out as if you're going to send it across the country and they're going to manufacture whatever your goal is and then send it back to you. That's how clear the instructions need to be. And then you need to select your number one most important task of each day. So in my goal, in the pursuit of keeping my mind on the good track, my number one goal every morning is a spiritual test, or is a spiritual a reading. So I get up and I read spiritual stuff first, and then I go to my day. Then you need to develop the habit of discipline, self-discipline. You have to learn to take control of your body and your mind, and you are the boss to make your body and mind do what it wants. Not, oh, my body feels like this, so I better do that. And then it just starts controlling you, and the outcome is never good because the body only wants to be lazy, lethargic, overweight, and sleepy.
Yeah. Emotions, not in control.
Not in control. Your actions are greater than your emotions. Practice visualizing your goal. See yourself. Say 10 years from now, I picture myself walking into a Mexican marketplace, and I hear all the Spanish being spoken around me, and I understand it as if it's not even a barrier anymore. I visualize that all the time. I visualize turning on La Grande on 102.3 FM radio, right? And I hear them speaking their commercials and singing their, narcos corridos, and I can hear and understand without any barrier. I picture my goal of learning Spanish to where there is no more barrier. I just understand it. So whatever goal you have set in mind, picture yourself in that goal. Say it's being fit and being able to run a mile. Picture yourself holding your knees, out of breath, sweat dripping off your face, and you've hit that mile in whatever time limit you wanted to do it. Say you want to run an 8-minute mile. Start picturing yourself. You're out of breath, you're sweating, you look at your watch, and boom, it's 7 minutes and 55 seconds, and you did it. Start visualizing the end result of your goal and let that just be something that encourages you, because it works. Decide, 13. Exit. Goal setting exercises. So then he takes us through some goal setting exercises. Describe your goals in present tense as if you've already achieved them. If your goal is to buy a new car, you would say, I drive such and such a car. It's kind of like that changing your identity when we were talking about quitting smoking. It's not like, no thanks, I'm trying to quit. No, it's, I'm a non-smoker. Mm-hmm. You start saying your goals that way. I'm a successful athlete. I'm fit. I'm a Spanish speaker. I'm bilingual. I can start saying those things in the present tense as if I already achieved them. And then that starts putting it in your mind that is what you are.
That book I'm reading, The Marshmallow Test, it talks about the people who are able to see their older versions of themselves are better at self-discipline. Isn't that like a crazy connection?
Say it again.
If you're one of those people, or you practice this, but visualizing yourself in the future, and not just, like, if you were to describe yourself like you describe yourself in the future, those people are better at self-discipline and withholding instant gratification than people that only see themselves now. So that, like, goes really good with your goal. Have you guys heard the marshmallow test? Like, where they give the kid a marshmallow or something they want, and then they're like, if you don't touch it, when I get back, I'll give you another one. Kind of showing the experiment of, like, instant gratification and, like, what kids do to not give in to that temptation, and some will instantly just give in. But it's like this whole book and this whole study, it's cool, but that was part of it.
Yeah, you definitely have to put off instant gratification. And then you have to decide. To decide, that word decide is such a strong word. If you haven't, like, broke it apart and looked at it and take it back to its Latin root word, because you have to cut off. It literally means to cut off. And so when you decide, let's just take it like, diet is always like the most easy to kind of explain things, right? You're either eating like crap or you're not. And so if you decide to be healthy, you got high blood pressure, you cut off everything in your lifestyle that's not going to help you get lower blood pressure and healthier insides, right? Your organs and stuff. So you have to cut that literally off. And it's a word that's not just mean cut off. You have to kill it to decide. And if you've recognized that last part of that Latin word, decide, there's words that are tied to it that are just as strong to help you realize what it means to put the bad to death, like homicide, right? Decide, homicide, genocide, pesticide. All that stuff is the same root word that the word decide comes from. So homicide, genocide, pesticide, decide is the same type of meaning. So when you make these decisions to achieve your goals, you are literally putting pesticide and you're committing genocide and homicide on your old, dirty, bad habits. So it's not just make a decision and I think I'll decide. No, you have to commit, decide. You have to decide and cut it and kill it off. And then pursue, regardless of anything else that's going on.
Alan's going to send us Harl's to help his high blood pressure.
No thanks, I got 4.
He's deciding Harley.
The blood pressure only goes up when they become teenagers, man.
What's up, Des? Welcome.
Des Cook, welcome, mate. Okay, we're going through a book for the next 40 episodes, and it's 40 questions to change your life. I bought this in the airport when I was on my way to Philly, and I read it. It was awesome. We went through all these questions with our local group, and it was awesome. And so question 1 we're going to go through today is when, now ask yourself this, when was the last time, let me get rid of these, we're done with those. Let's get rid of those. Bye-bye.
What up, John?
John B.
Episodes.
What's up, John V? Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
So when is the last time that you astonished yourself? When was the last time you went, whoa, attaboy, attagirl, I just did something amazing. I can't believe I did that. When is the last time you've astonished yourself? This guy. Yeah, we finished it. We ran a mile without stopping. I was astonished. So this is by John Mason. He goes on to say, he says, I've attained an amazing job a few years after graduating from college. It all began when I received a phone call out of the blue. I was enrolled full-time in an MBA program. I guess that's Master's, Bachelor's, and Associate. He says, but this was way too good to pass up. He said the job opportunity was beyond his wildest imagination. Assistant to the chairman of the board of the largest bank in Oklahoma. He said, I'll never forget going through 7 interviews, starting in human resources all the way through the chairman and the president, and finally receiving a job offer at only 24 years of age. He says, I was about to get an invaluable perspective from the top down, right? He says, as I worked directly for the chairman of the board, my responsibilities included serving on many boards for the bank, giving speeches to the presidents and chairmen, teaching other top executives how to communicate to an audience, sitting in on board meetings, overseeing the executive dining room floor, and running the bank's tennis tournament, which included Jimmy Connors, Stan Smith, Roscoe Tanner, and many other of the world's top players at that time. He says, I didn't fully realize it at the time, but my view of business and leadership would never be the same. He said, I thought I was thinking big. So 24 years old, he becomes this big top dog at this giant bank in Oklahoma, right? All kinds of cool responsibilities. He's feeling on top of the world. And he says, I thought I was thinking big then, before this job, but there is a much bigger world out there. And guess what? The true is for you. That is true for you too. There is a much bigger world out there for you. Life is too short to think small. Rather do as Joe Budd said, that he encouraged us to do. He says, march off the map. Most people could do more than they think they can, but they usually do less than they think they can. You never know what you cannot do until you try. He says, I agree with the principle of Oscar Wilde when he said, moderation is a fatal thing. Nothing succeeds like excuse. Charles Schwab said, when a man has put a limit on what he will do, he has put a limit on what he can do. How are you limiting yourself out there? If you put a limit on what you can do, how many times do you say in life, oh, I can't do that. There's no way I could do that. I know we just got done kind of saying that, like we're not runners. We hate running. But we never said, I can't run.
I could if I wanted to.
If somebody wrote it on the board, like this is our workout today, we're running a mile, I can't do that. I just limited myself.
Thanks, John.
What? What do you say? A mile without
Mr.
stopping.
runs
Yeah,
700
Mister.
billion miles.
We're all looking up the John right now. Look at this picture too. Pull this picture back up. he's running like with a number on his shirt.
Yeah.
He's like really for reals running. We're like barely hobbling
We're like,
through
we
it.
made it to Peter Puckett.
Yeah. So quit limiting yourself. What are you limiting yourself with? As soon as you put a limit on it, you just limited what you actually can do, and you can do more than that. The answer to your future lies outside the confines of where you are today. I like to say that if you want to see if you can really swim, don't frustrate yourself with the shallow water. Launch out into the deep, get out of the shallow into the pool of life, and jump in. Any person who selects a goal in life that he can fully achieve without God's help has defined their own limitations. Rather, as Art says, be a history maker and a world shaker. Go where you have never gone before. Determined to see and do amazing things that you've never imagined. You will find that the greatest leaders are rarely realistic. And that's kind of why when we go back to that Titanic and that submarine that imploded, I mean, sad story.
Very sad.
Very crazy science behind it all. But those guys were not thinking realistically, and I'm sure whatever they've created in the future is going to help learn lessons to get people to go do those deep dives. You know what I mean? Tragic end, but realistic thoughts don't get us on the moon.
Yeah. How many people probably died trying to get to the moon?
Yeah. It's that type of thing, right?
Don't die.
You will find that great leaders are rarely realistic by other people's standards. Dr. J.A. Holmes says, never tell a young person that something cannot be done. God may have been waiting for centuries for somebody ignorant enough of the impossible to do that thing. If you devalue your dreams, rest assured, no one else is going to raise the price. If you devalue your own dreams, I'm not going to come along and be like, come on, you can do it. You know what I mean? You devalued them. You've already set your mind up. It's done. No one else is there. It's you against you.
He's reading this other book, and it's talking about this old lady that was born in the 1900s. Remember the old lady?
Mm-hmm.
And how much stuff she lived through.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And it's like talking about all this crazy stuff she's seen or whatever. And then they get in this elevator, and she gets in, and the doors close. And then they accidentally push the button to the same floor, and they just opened right back up. And the grandma gets out like, well, maybe, thinking that the elevator could go 45 floors in half a second. She's like, that must be possible.
Yeah, this old lady
Scene.
was she grew up in 1900s, right? So she was amazed at stuff. She saw the moon landing and was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then she was amazed that you could get a soda from a fountain and just push a button and it fills a fountain thing. And then she saw like Google. So she never like, okay, it's probably possible because I've seen these things happen in life that are completely impossible. And so they're on the, like she said, they're on the elevator to push a button, and somebody else had pushed the button to open the doors back up quickly to let somebody on. And she thought, wow, we just went up 45 floors in like 2 seconds. And she went walking down the hall going, why not?
Well, why not? Guess that's possible. Granddaughter's like, get back in the elevator.
Grandma!
That's not possible yet.
Want to read some comments?
Yeah. Let's see. That was epic. That picture was epic. It was during a severe thunderstorm back in March. Tripped in the woods over a tree root. Still finished it. Attaboy.
Yeah.
I stepped back from being on the board of governors at our school because I have bigger aspirations and wanted to give someone else the opportunity to gain the experience.
That's
a good
cool.
thing. That's a very good thing. Let's look at me now and at how much my grandkids love me. It took a while, but with God guiding me, I did it. Nice. Very good. Jim, it all starts with loving yourself. Growing your strength, your wisdom, your care, from there, it goes anywhere and everywhere. I'm very proud of you, Jim. He said thanks.
Is that better?
Jeanette and her board.
Ronald McNair says, let me check the audio real quick. We're cracking on audio.
That's probably my fault.
Everything's good.
Maybe no more Ellen.
Hello. Talk right into it.
Yeah.
Put your mouth right on it and see what it does.
Right on it. My mouth is on it. Did I blow out anybody's eardrums?
Hmm.
Or does it sound?
I'm just gonna crank it up, see what happens. I don't know what's going on. ASMR. Jeanette and her board. Nope. Nope. No sound. What the frick?
Sound.
What the frick?
Someone said sound. Oh, he said sound twice.
Hold
This
on.
is very still. I'm like right in it, man.
That should be good.
Was it being weird? Did I blow your eardrums out now?
Okay, I think I fixed it. Gosh dang it. That means our whole stream was coming from the stupid Mac. No wonder you can hear me because I'm screaming at the only microphone that really works.
Ah, man.
Stupid. Now we need to go back.
Let's start over.
Can we start over, like, all the way?
Start from the beginning.
Yay!
I bet you
that's
guys can hear us great now.
dang it.
Got it.
Fleece's hair.
There you go.
Goodness
I'm glad I
gracious.
could join the show.
That's irritating. It probably sounds better, like, all around now. I quit. I'm a failure. See, I just failed right in front of everybody again.
But don't quit because that defies the whole thing you talked about.
Oh, yeah.
We just learned, and next time we'll remember to click the button.
Oh, John said start over. Here we go. Welcome to Recovering Addict. We are on live stream and we are relapse prevention. Woo!
And I'm Felice Weaver. I'll be your co-host today. Glad I could join the show.
My goodness. My goodness. Fire me. I only have one job on Sunday night and I can't do it right.
What? Usually I'm the one that gets fired. I can't fire you.
Fired myself.
You're the main MC. Without you, there would be no show because they can't hear me.
I'm all turning stuff up like shit's really going on and nothing's happening. Like, oh, look at me. I'm turning it off. Look at me. I'm controlling stuff.
But controlling nothing. Look, Alan fired you. He said, I'll do it.
Thank you.
He's
Now,
in.
Gone.
It's
And the rest
now
of the show is
that-
now Felice.
It's the Alan and Felice show. Where's Alan?
Should send Alan a link so he can be a part of it. All right. So Ronald McNair said that you only become a winner if you are willing to walk over the edge. The Bible tells us that the things which are impossible with men are things that are impossible with men are possible with God. When you climb the tallest tree, you can see farther than you imagined when you were on the ground. And Gloria Swanson says, never say never.
Never.
Never is long, undependable thing, and life is too full of rich possibilities to have the restrictions placed on it. Man, all we got to do is live and die. Literally. Everybody is walking through life trying to arrive at death as safe as possible. We're all going to the same place, right? Why are we trying to be so safe as we get there? And I don't mean drugs and alcohol. Let's
Yeah,
get
don't
wild,
die from
party,
drugs.
and you know what I mean? But
already talked
take
about that.
risks. Take risks in life. Dream big and do different things. I've been thinking about chapters of my life, right? Obviously, everybody has chapters in their life, and we talk about life as a book. But like 0 through 10 is the introduction, right? That's the introduction to the book. You're reading it 0 through 10. You're kind of, oh, you wake up to reality, and here you are. And then 10 through 20 is like chapter 1. You start gaining some responsibility. You start making some decisions for yourself. And at 15, I bailed. And then chapter 2 in my early 20s was drug addiction. And, so the end of chapter 1 and through my 20s, in chapter 2, I was a drummer in a few bands. And I did a lot of different jobs. And that was chapter 2, right? In chapter 3, I started having kids and bought some houses. And that was chapter 3. And now I'm in chapter 4. I'm in my 40s in chapter 4. And people are telling me, I get little hints like, hey, you should start playing music again and get a drum set and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nah, that was chapter 2. Chapter 4 is building these businesses and learning Spanish. So I'm looking at my life now in different chapters. I've done some things and I've tried it out and I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I know what I don't want to just continually do. And there are some things I do just want to continually do, right? And so I'm in chapter 4, building this part of my life, thinking big and taking risks. Obviously not risks that are unhealthy, but risks that are going to make life rewarding because we're all headed to the same place and we don't need to get there with one secure job looking for a 401k. I mean, if that's your way and you're happy doing that, that's fine. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking about.
This was chapter 1, 2, and half of 3, Ellen. If you're curious.
Healthy with hair. That was a long time ago.
That was the old chapters. Because if you live and let die, then you owe Paul McCarthy some money. You probably do things that scare you.
Yeah.
Yeah, do those things.
Here's like a good indicator of when you're making decisions and big goals and you're dreaming big and you go to do that thing and it's scary. That's a good indicator you should probably do it. Link next month is,
Buddy.
and I'll record it so everybody can watch it. Maybe we'll try to go live from there. I don't know. We'll see. But on a Wednesday night, he's going to do at the Other Side Academy in Salt Lake City. Link is going to get up and give a presentation on his life and his story. So he's going to get up and do some public speaking, which is kind of cool. And he's going to talk about the accident and all that kind of stuff.
He's going to do so good. They call him Tosa Talks, like TED Talks, but Tosa Talks.
To believe an idea impossible is to make it so. To believe that an idea is impossible makes it so. Consider how many fantastic projects have died because of small thinking or have been strangled in the birth by a cowardly imagination. He says he likes what Comandante de Mariburu said.
That guy.
When we heard the word impossible, he responded, never let me hear that foolish word again. It's impossible. Don't say that.
It's not impossible.
Somebody is always doing what somebody else said couldn't be done. Somebody is always doing what somebody else said couldn't be done. LT,
Facts.
you'll never get sober. Here I am.
Here you are, almost 4 years later.
Yep.
So cool.
Link is going to drop that mic. I guess he is.
Awesome, Link. Link for the win. Everybody loves you, Linky.
All things are possible until they are proved impossible.
Facts.
And even the impossible may only be so for now.
Facts.
Dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so you shall become. Your vision of the promise of what you shall at last unveil. Unveil. Develop an infinite capacity to ignore what others think can't be done. Don't just grow where you are planted. Bloom where you are planted and bear fruit.
There you go. Bear fruit.
There is always room at the top. No one can predict what heights you can soar, even if you will not know until you spread your wings. Know your limits, then ignore them.
JV. You'll never do a cycling live stream. Then your friends from Michigan have other ideas.
Right? All right, as we land this plane, I want to give you guys a couple little bit of fitness tips to help you work out, right? So the first thing you want to do is you want to stay hydrated. Working out, taking care of your body. The body and the mind go together. The body, the better you take care of your body, the better your mind is going to run. Take care of your body. John V is a testament to this. First thing, stay hydrated. Drink tons and tons of water. Second thing, find a workout buddy.
Workout buddies.
That's what we love at Recovering Addict here locally.
Thanks, Marilyn.
We're all workout buddies. We fail in front of each other and we help each other up. Stock your fridge with healthy foods. Right now, everybody stop, pause, think
Important.
about their refrigerator. Think about their cabinets. Think about what's on next to their nightstand. You know whether or not, without any scientific research, whether what you have stashed in your house is healthy and good for you and promoting a healthy lifestyle or not. What's in there? Get rid of the garbage and start stocking your house with healthy food. Purposefully eat healthy.
That has helped me a ton.
Yeah, it's huge. And if you're sore because you've been working out, your legs and joints are aching, start taking care of that stuff, right? Go get a massage a couple times a month or once a month. Get a massage. Take Advil after a workout. I like being sore. I don't like my joints aching, though. So I take stuff to help with my joints. Curb your sweet tooth. I have a huge sweet tooth, and I love peanut butter. So I get sugar-free peanut butter, and I found these Quest protein bars. They're peanut butter protein bars, and we've read the package on a billion protein bars, I swear, and we've tried a ton of them. These ones,
Like all the bars.
as far as like calories, carbohydrates, protein, fats, these are the best ones. If you want more information, DM us and we'll send you a picture of that product. But what I do is I take one of those and I get some sugar-free peanut butter and I put sugar-free peanut butter on it. And it's chocolatey peanut butter and it cures a sweet tooth. And I know that it's not, I mean, it's obviously not like eating steak and vegetables or chicken and vegetables, but it's still not like eating a bag of peanut M&Ms, right? That's straight sugar and garbage.
Or sugar-free Jell-O. If I guess we
Sugar-free
should.
Jell-Os.
I got sugar-free Jell-O in the fridge.
Yeah, that's a
Delish.
great way.
It's refreshing.
When you're working out, say you decide to be a walker, a runner, a worker-outer of some sort, wear comfortable clothes. Get yourself comfortable to do it. Grabs your perfect music. Music really does help pump you up. So find some great music. Know when to weigh yourself and how often. Don't get on the scale in the morning. Don't get on the scale in the middle of the day and then at night. Weigh yourself once a month and see where you're at. And mostly just look in the mirror. And you won't even need to look in the mirror because you can feel it in yourself.
Yeah, your clothes start feeling a little bit more baggy.
With food, back to the food thing again, keep your portions in check. Take 3/4 of what you used to take. And then as you get more into the habit and discipline of it, just knock it down to half. Sip slowly. Quit guzzling all your stuffs. If you know you'll be partaking in more than one drink, oh, this is about drinking alcohol, so screw that.
Better not.
But don't pound it.
Don't put it in your mouth.
Plan your runs ahead of time. I bet John V plans his run. I know that I've been cycling, and my goal is to cycle now on my little bike 60 plus miles a week. And I'm at 57.4 for this week. So I missed it by 3 unless I go out and ride right now. But I have now a whole route map to hit 25 miles, around 25 miles. And that's my goal. So on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, my goal is to hit between 12 and 15 miles. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays is to hit 25 miles. And then on the weekend, I'll try to catch up if I didn't. Plan it. Plan what you're going to do.
And Alan, eat your veggies. Oh, Jeanette said she's got a stationary bike, JV. She'll ride with you live. He does 6 spin classes a week.
What?
And teaching one coming this fall.
Dude,
Eat them now.
I needed that information because I will spin class live with you 100%.
We love spin.
Is that what he meant? Is like he does the spinning live?
I think that's what he meant by live stream. Is that what he meant, John? John, you'll never do a cycling live stream. I think that's spin class.
What? I love YouTube spin. We do it, especially in the wintertime.
Yeah.
We'll do it with our group, and we got what do we got, like 8 spin bikes in our room now.
Yeah, something like that.
And we'll put a YouTube guy on the TV, and we'll spin with them. So cool.
That'd be cool if it'll be JV. Can I share real quick?
Absolutely.
Duh.
Like, what do you mean share? Like, do you want me to send you a link type of share, or
Tell John to do it. Do it.
drop your links or whatever you want? Yeah, dude, do whatever you want.
You do you, boo.
Run prepared. Get you a watch, GPS, chart your heart rate. Check it all stuff, right? And don't stress if you go beyond your calorie needs, okay? Add some spice to your food. Spice is good for your thermogenics.
I
Know
love
when to make
spicy food.
changes to your exercise routine. I make changes all the time. We rarely do the same workout twice in a row. Even if it's like 2 months later, we will never really revisit exactly. We obviously, there's only so many movements you can do in life as far as working out.
They're all similar but different.
We don't ever revisit the exact same workout except one. And that's my shoulder workout. And we call it the gauntlet.
The gauntlet.
That is by far the best shoulder workout I've somehow put together over the last 10 years. And will
Bowling
always
ball
do that.
shoulders.
That's the goal, is to have big, giant shoulders for me.
John said, I'm going to have big shoulders too. I have friends who have a live stream in Michigan. They had an open invite for me, so I'm doing their live class in a gym on Friday and joining them for the live stream on Saturday.
Sick.
Ask Jeanette how many flights of steps she does.
Ooh.
Interesting. Dates and all the stuff will be shared when we lock it down. Cool.
Sick.
Since starting this internship, I've completed at least 25 flights of stairs a day. Sometimes.
Whoa.
That's a lot of stairs, Jeanette.
That's awesome.
And I bet you're winded every time you get to the top.
Drink your water.
Hello from work. What up, Teeter?
Oh, look at Teeter in the house.
Teeter.
Welcome to the live stream.
Jeanette, we had stairs at work, and I had to run up those things every single day. And every single time I was winded. I was like, how am I winded every time? How am I not? I do it every day. Doesn't even make sense. I was like, can we just put an oxygen tank at the top? That'd be super cool.
And the last tip I'm going to give tonight is fuel for fitness. If you plan on picking up the pace during your next workout, you'll want to eat food that's going to help you stay strong. So start looking at food as good fuel.
Fuel.
Just like gas you put in your car. Just like when you're charging the batteries on your electric stuffs. That's what fuel is for. So now when I do my ride, I don't eat until after my ride so that my body is ready to absorb nutrition to replenish the teardown that I put it through. And then at night when I go to work out, I fuel up with some oatmeal and bananas and protein so that I have the strength to get through that workout and then feed it good after. So fuel for your body needs to be planned out in between your workouts. And you don't have to start doing CrossFit. You don't have to start being like JV and running marathons and 5Ks and all that kind of stuff right away. You can eventually if you want to, but just start going on walks, but start being purposeful about yourself and your health decisions physically and what you eat and how you move. And if your body just isn't able to do that kind of stuff, there are workouts you can do sitting in a chair. No matter what age you are, no matter what physical condition you're in, there is ways to do it. Don't quit. Don't give up. Period.
Is this my daughter?
Hi, Daddy. Hi, honey. I love you. Miss you.
Love you, babes.
Millie's on a trip with Grandma. I have formed something that will probably be the toughest spin class at the gym. Oh, dude, I love it. I go to, let me put it this way. Do you like, yes, I do. Tabatas? Absolutely. Do you like doing 8 of them? No, but I do. It's like, yes, no. I love them. I don't. Dude, so I told you I'm training for this Eden Epic, right? The 46.2-mile bike ride through the mountains. And during the winter, to prepare for this, Sunday morning, a few Sundays throughout this winter, a few of us would go to our gym early in the morning, 6 o'clock, and we started our spin class at 6. Put it on the TV, and we did 2 hours, 2 full hours of spin. And we found, you can find these long endurance rides by these British people on YouTube for spinning. And we would follow their hour-long video. So we'd hit an hour, we'd get off our bikes, kind of adjust, wipe off, drink some water, get back on for hour 2. And we were doing 2 hours of spin, dude. It was insane.
Spin sanity.
Spin sanity.
Spin sweaty.
Yeah. And you know how spin is, dude. You just puddles of water underneath. It looks like you just jumped in a river.
Yeah.
When
sweaty.
you're done. Like everything's just soaked. Man. I love spin. I didn't ever realize how amazing spin was until like 8 months ago, 6 months ago.
Yeah. Sometime during the summer or winter, I'm sure.
It is just fabulous. And, you know, if you get you a cool little spin bike, you can put it in your basement or on the back porch or, you know, find a spin bike and give it a try. If you haven't, you must try spin.
It's amazing. Love you too, daughter.
We used to do that back in the day in Connecticut, 2.5, 3 hour sessions. Oh, that's brutal. That is so brutal. Your legs are just like
Jello.
Spin and coffee is life.
Spin and coffee.
I agree.
Where's Cherie and her iced coffee?
Oh, yeah. I was Dr.
Cherie.
All right, y'all. Oh, we should wait. John, you know John's about to post something.
John, post it.
Post it, John.
Post it.
John, we need your words.
John, post it. Post it now. Post it right now.
You're welcome, Wolfman82. You have a great night yourself. And, you know, keep that soul recovery program and Philly in your prayers for your prayer. They just lost somebody out of their program, and it just, ooh-wee, boy. John says, we recover better together by staying safe, staying sane, staying strong, and staying sober. You are worth it. Good night, family, and I love you.
Love you.
And I love you. I can't hold your hand yet until John posts it.
He did.
No, the other one.
Which one?
Oh, there it is. You're right. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things I cannot change,
the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Amen. Thank you all for being here.
Amen, everybody.
We are here every
Donate.
Sunday night. And if you want to join us locally, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in Ogden, Utah, just look us up at recoveringaddict.org. And until next time, y'all, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your programs, and remember,
We recover better together.